some money. Ron Artest came through for a little while. I think his son was on a visit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Turn this thing up. Let's do this.
Always passionate, always fiery. You're listening to the Strom Sports Show. Take it away, Steven.
All right, we are with Greg Williams Jr., sophomore guard here. What's going on, my man? Thank you for giving me the time, brother.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so Greg was a four-star recruit out of Louisiana. Let's first start with your transition from Louisiana to the Big Apple, okay? I know we kind of talked about it a little before. What was it like coming from Louisiana, Lafayette, correct?
Yeah.
To Queens, New York, and just the whole aura of New York? Talk a little bit about that.
It was a real interesting experience because just being home, and it's kind of small city, you know, and it's not really that much to do compared to New York.
Mm-hmm.
So coming here was really good to see how many things I could do, and being with my friends. One of my friends, Marcellus, he's from New York, so he really told us and showed us how to get around and stuff like that. So it was real. He made it easier for us. And it was good to bond with them and learn through that experience. You know?
Now this is a big year for you. You led the freshmen on your team in minutes played. You've now Shamori Pons is now on Houston. We know we classify you as a shooting guard. You played point guard last year. What are some goals for you that you're entering your sophomore years with, personally and just as a team?
Really, I just want to be a great leader. You know, just watching Shamori and all the guards on the team just lead the team, and me watching, playing, just learning throughout the experience. I feel like I could take on that role and just build on that.
Now, we talked a little about Shamori. What are some players that had the biggest influence you? You know, as a freshman, man, it's hard to get acclimated in the beginning of this. You look for leaders to help you through your freshman year. You know, a lot of people talk about the freshman wall and all that kind of stuff. Who are some guys that you kind of leaned on last year as you went through your freshman year?
Well, for sure, it was Justin Simon, and Marvin Clark, because even days that I felt, down on myself, they saw it in me and they pushed me through it, and they believed in me. So I trusted them and they trusted me, and then it kind of just built it, and we had a friendship that I could remember forever. You know,
that's awesome.
So Justin especially, he used to always call me his little pup. Cause
now, where's Justin at? He got signed, right?
Yeah, he signed to the Bulls, I think.
That's awesome. So Justin signed with the Bulls, Shamori now with the Rockets. I want to talk a little bit about the guard. I mean, it is so cool that you're in college and your home games. I know you guys split with Carnesecca in the Garden. Just talk about, I mean, growing up, you're an NBA fan, you know about the Garden. How is it like playing in front of that venue and that crowd?
See, it's crazy because my story about the Garden is just, I don't know. So
let me hear it.
The first time we went to the Garden, the first time we played in the Garden, I think we were playing Princeton maybe, and I started. So this is my first time playing in the Garden. We might have practiced there 2 or 3 times. So the first time I'm in the Garden for a game, I'm starting. I'm like, wow,
that's wild.
We about to tip off, and I'm just looking around. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. It was
you had
packed.
That sense of I made it type of moment.
It was packed, and it took me a minute to realize I'm playing the game.
Right,
I gotta stay focused.
Right.
So maybe a minute in, I might have did something, and then after that I was like, all right, it's just a normal court. I know we're in the Garden, but I gotta get back to being focused and playing. So it was a real good experience for me.
Now, let's just get into your coaching scenario. Obviously, Chris Mullins last year. You are now with your second coach in your second year. Tell me a little the differences between the two coaching styles between Chris Mullins and Mike Anderson, who's coming here. I think I read a stat that he is one of 4 Division I coaches that has not had a losing record. Mark Few, Tom Izzo, Roy Williams, and I'm forgetting the other name. But talk a little bit about their differences and what you like about them.
I like them both. You know, with Coach Mullen, he was kind of laid back, and like his system, we kind of just like flowed and things like that. And just a lot of just cutting, like just playing off each other, cutting, flaring, lots of screening. So it was good. But like with Coach Anderson, it's just like intense. You know, we playing with a sense of aggression and just intensity that teams aren't really prepared for. You know, just playing with that tenacity and just getting in people. And I feel like with the personnel that we have, it fits perfect for us because we have a lot of guys that have a lot of energy, and we would just take over teams and take over the game in that sense.
Now, is he a lot more intense? Would you say that's the feel? Like when I see Mullins, I see a player coach. I see a guy that is very smart, but is he the type of guy that would get into guys? Because for me, Anderson is definitely that type of I'm gonna get in your face type of coach. Talk a little bit about that.
I mean, he's a very traditional coach, so all he wants for us to just play with effort, play with energy, and if we do that, then everything else will flow. So,
are you a big NBA guy? You love watching the NBA or no?
Yeah, I watch every now and then. Like,
any guys that you look at, try to emulate your game after? Some guys you like, some guys you try to replicate what they do. Any ones that you look up to?
I like Steph Curry and like Devin Booker. Like I watch Devin Booker a lot. And like Damian Lillard, just being like quick and stuff like that.
If you had to describe your game, what are you? Are you are you more of an athlete? Are you more of a shooter? Like, what would be your type of game?
I feel like I'm a distributor, and when it's needed, I can attack and go to the goal and create contact and dish off and stuff like that. I feel like I can just facilitate and get everybody involved.
And defensively, I mean, you had a couple of big games block-wise. Talk a little about your impact defensively.
Yeah, I feel like, last year, just bringing energy, I felt like that was my role.
Yep.
So I took pride in that, and whatever my assignment was, I wanted to take care of that, you know, whether it was like Miles Powell or Marcus Howard, like any of those guys that were terrific scorers in the league, I tried to put pride in like my defense and guarding them and doing what's best for the team.
Toughest guy you've had to guard your freshman year? Because you had a couple. You just named a couple. Miles Powell, Marcus Howard. I mean, those are 1-2 elite scorers here. And Marcus Howard's coming back. And I think Miles Powell as well. Toughest guard that you had to cover?
Let me see. I would say Marcus Howard just because he's quick and he has a lot of range. You know, so you have to pick him up higher than usual. So he's like, and step back and quickness and things like that. So he's a great scorer.
Toughest place that you've played? I know you guys went to Duke. First of all, let's get into that real quick. Let's get into that real quick. We talk about the Garden. We'll talk about Duke real quick. That is amazing. You're a freshman. You come in here. You're playing at the Garden. You're going to Cameron Indoor. Talk a little bit about Cameron, how special that place is.
That would definitely be the hardest place to play for sure.
Really?
It's before the game even starts. We come in for shoot around and everyone's there, and like they know all our names and like everything about us and stuff like that. So it was crazy. It was funny to me, but like that was a great experience. Like just it's so compact and it's so loud in there. So the game is just like we had to scream at each other to hear each other for real.
I want to go back to your high school career real quick here, and I think the biggest thing is you're the guy your senior year, right? And a lot of these 4-star recruits, 5-star recruits, and wherever you come from high school, when you come to college and it's your freshman year, it's like you're now a small fish in a big pond. What is that kind of transition like, going from, I think you scored 18, 20 points a game in high school, to now getting here and it's like your role is to bring energy? Was that hard for you, or is that just something you're doing for the team? We'll talk a little bit about that.
I mean, it was kind of a transition, just like having to find my spots throughout everybody, just because it's like a small fish in a big pond. But at the same time, bringing energy is something that I could stand out in.
Last one here, and I remember I tweeted this out that you were coming on the show. Your dad retweeted it, gave me that follow. Okay, I see he's a big supporter of you, and that's awesome, man. Just talk a little bit about Pops and what he's been able to do for you. You know, getting it, turned into a man here, and how you've gotten to this level. That's
like my number one supporter. I mean, probably tie with my mom, like my brother,
Yeah.
But for the most part, that's my guy. He sacrificed a lot for me, like just growing up, going to tournaments and practice and stuff like that. So I always talk to him. We always keep up, and it's just like he's every step he's there for me. He tries to make his way up for the games every chance that he can, and we talk a lot. So yeah, he's been a big influence for me.
That's awesome. All right, Greg, we appreciate the interview. I'm about to see if I can still play here. We're about to get a little horse action in, maybe a best little 2 out of 3 if I can make it that far. Greg don't know about my jump shot. I mean, he saw the cane. He was interested. He's like, cane, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see here. Let's see if I still got here. I'm about to lace him up, and we'll get this thing going, man.
Let's get it.
Lacing him up right now with the one and only Greg Williams. We'll see how this thing goes, man. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I need a couple warm-up shots, but we'll see how it goes. No dunking. That's first rule. I'm cool. No rule. You got to show me the jump. Okay. That's sophomore year, Greg Williams. About to lead the Big East in threes. All right. I'm gonna get it going.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's do this thing. Here we go. All right. I think Guest should go first. That's just my opinion.
You got it.
So I'll start it off. I want to control this game today. I don't want Greg getting in any confidence, any rhythm. So we're going to go a little Steve Nash warm-up like you used to do. All right.
All right. Let's see, man.
All right. I hope he'd make that. Little elbow.
All right.
Like I said, I expected this. All right, let me first ask you this: if you're going to Vegas,
All right.
what 3 teammates you taking?
I'm taking Marcellus, Josh, and Damian. Easy. That's my guys. Easy. Right here. Catch every date.
Might start extending the range a little.
Ah.
All right, here we go. Game 7, took the first one. He started to expose me a little with my left, a little floater. I shouldn't have run my mouth and told him that I'm just a shooter. But this is it here, Game 7. I live for this. I don't know about Greg, but we'll see what happens here. May the best man win. Yeah. All right? You start.
How about we just go first person to make a half court shot?
I love that. I love that. Let's go. All right. I say, listen, we get one more each. None of us make it. I'll take a tie with Greg Williams Jr. I'll take that because I don't want to get into the way. We want to come back here one of these days. We don't want to overseed any boundaries. So I'm going to end it right now. You heard me? Oh! You should have peeped that walk. I just strutted off. All right, this is it here. Greg Williams does not make this. Tied it up, 1-1. That's it. Does he have it in him? Does he have it in him? He did not just do that. He did not. Hey, he did not just do that. Greg Williams, everyone. Thank you, my man. Seriously, bro. Like, you're the GOAT.
That was good.
Fun-ass interview. Great game of horse. Listen, I went down fighting. I tell you, that corner shot is going to haunt me tonight. But thanks again, man, for everything, and good luck this season.
Appreciate it.
All right, my man.